Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So there was actually somebody right on Twitter who was talking about how he didn't like it that people were always coming for Lil Nas X and felt like it was because he was homosexual whenever he decided to do something that was blasphemous or portray something from the Bible or something Christian based as very disrespectful and ungodly. And I will be the first person to say that there are a lot of people who come after homosexuals in ways that they will not come after heterosexuals. That is the truth. But we're going to acknowledge just as loudly that there are some people who do keep that same energy with the heterosexuals. Welcome to Yoshi Entertainment, where everybody gets held accountable. I've already promoted and said that I do not promote double standards on this channel. And that even goes for, like I said, where the double standards are concerning homosexuals versus heterosexuals. So if we can rip Lil Nas X for doing blasphemous things, and he really jumped off the deep end, I don't think y'all really understand how badly. But if we can rip him for what he did, we should also be able to rip Rihanna for what she did. And I'm not saying that so that I could pettily or immaturely say, oh, well, here, see, I finally did it. Somebody finally evened the score. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do, and I'm trying to set a positive example. Now, let me say this right now. If you are a part of the Rihanna Navy, this video might offend you. Unlike a lot of these fan bases and stan bases, I do not worship these celebrities. I do not serve them. I worship God. I belong to God. So I'm not about to excuse any of their raggedy behaviors. I'm going to call them out when they do things that are not right. So if you don't like that, you don't have to listen to this video. So I don't want to see any boat emojis in the comments because first of all, it's going to get deleted. And second of all, I done already told you what to expect. Now, some of you might be asking, what in the world are you talking about, Yoshi Entertainment? Well, I'm talking about this raggedy behind photo shoot that Rihanna just put out where she was dressed up as a nun. She had this really dark lipstick on. She had her clothes all open, chest and boobs quite visible, let's just be honest. It was a very disrespectful image to display considering the fact that nuns are supposed to be chaste women who are not sexual. They are moral, wholly devoted to God. I'm talking about the real God, not these little idols that they like to worship. That is the exact opposite of what Rihanna is. Now, I am not Catholic, although do I think I still have the right to speak on it as somebody who believes in God and his Bible? Oh, most certainly, you darn Skippy. Another thing that it is, besides morbidly disrespectful, is also sacrilegious. And I put the definition of sacrilege on the screen for those who wanted to see it. And this is also to help people further understand, unless they just don't want to understand and they want to remain ignorant, why this is so disrespectful, borderline also blasphemous, because those garments, to be a nun, what it represents, was never intended for it to be used in that kind of lustful, perverted, sick, and disgusting way. Really, when you think about it, it's almost like if a male actor who was also into the adult explicit industry, so to speak, decided to do a scene where he was wearing a collar, like the one that priests wear, chaste men of God. And he had that on while he was performing the scene, and he had his chest all open, oil all on his chest. Not only is it a disgusting and disrespectful depiction of garments and a religious station that was meant to be sacred, but it's also low-key a slap in God's face. Of course, this ain't the first time that Rihanna has done something ungodly, and it won't be the last. It's like these celebrities take turns every now and then, every quarter of the year, every half of the year, every other year, doing stuff like this. And then when they get called out, they always use some raggedy behind excuse, or they use their fans to basically cover for them. They don't even have to say anything sometimes. They'll put out these disrespectful images, they'll do and say things that are disrespectful, and then just take a step back and essentially sick their followers on people, weaponize these people against anybody who has anything to say about them and the disrespectful things they do and say. And then the irony of it all is these be some of the same fans that will be crying all over the internet when a celebrity does something that they should not do, breaks the law, does something illegal, and then gets away with it unlike the normal person can, simply because they're a celebrity. They have a bunch of money. They're famous. They got a bunch of connections high up there in the industry. And what a lot of these fan bases are too ignorant to understand is that their worship of these celebrities, putting them on a pedestal, idolizing them and making it seem like they can do no wrong and nobody can say anything bad against them, is what single-handedly fuels their ability to be able to do that and gives them that mindset to be able to get away with stuff to begin with. Like I said, these celebrities always just pop up one after the other one, doing this goofy mess like this. They really think that this is a joke to mock God, to mock the Bible, to mock Christianity, to mock people who are devoted and have a relationship with God in any denomination for that matter. And every time they do this, people instantly point out, and I'm so glad that they do, that they would never do this to other religions, that they would never do this to Islam, they would never do this to the Muslims, they sure wouldn't do it to the Jays. They don't have that kind of backbone, but they'll pick on people that a bunch of people are against, because there's a lot of people, as I've said, who are anti-God, anti-Christian, and anti-the Bible. Our society, our community is very anti-God, anti-Christian, and anti-the Bible. Any other kind of group, be it religious or otherwise, they wouldn't be putting up with this. They would be saying, hey, you need to let us into your spaces. You need to show us some respect. But instantly, when people do stuff like this, they disrespect people who are Christians. They disrespect our Bible, our religious aspects, our faith-based aspects, things about us. When we're quick to stand up for ourselves, their immediate response is a lack of that respect that they love to bash other people over the head for not giving them. They are real quick to tell Christians, oh, go cry a river. Nobody cares. She can do what she wants to. They can do what they want to. But again, if the roles were reversed, they wouldn't be saying that goofy mess. Even people who weren't even Christians, people who were like Muslims in other religions, people who didn't even associate themselves with a religion were saying, she's raggedy for this. This is wrong. No, it's a no for me. Then, of course, you have the people like her fans, like I said, who are real quick to defend her every action. Once again, they have the audacity to tell people they don't know what they're talking about. She can do whatever she wants. And see, I've said this before, it's all fun and games until it's not. It's all fun and games until people have to reap the spiritual consequences of the deeds they have sown. Until they have to deal with the spiritual repercussions of the things that they have said, what they have allowed, what they have congratulated, what they've given a free pass, what they've tolerated. Like I said before, she's wrong for doing this, along with anybody else who thinks this is acceptable because it's not. She thinks she's big and bad for putting on this photo shoot, if you will. She thinks that it's cute to get on the internet and be disrespectful to people, to God, to bother people, to take shots at people, essentially. But what this really shows us is her lack of humanity, her lack of respect and compassion, and that she has extreme ignorance, and her lack of integrity, because clearly there are no boundaries that she will not cross. Like I said before, this ain't the first time she done something ungodly. If you know, you know. Although, once again, what fuels the fire here and continues these celebrities on this path is people supporting them in their ungodliness. Also, people who maybe aren't necessarily extreme fans, but also like her, but they overlook everything that she does because it's Rihanna. The moment we stop doing that as a whole, some of this stuff might actually change. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.